Happy 91st birthday to William Shatner.
Happy birthday to him. I don't care. Good luck.
Not just going to space, and not just that I don't know if he's still touring as a lounge act, but this is a man who has stayed pretty vibrant into his 90s, and a remarkable career to have been born from a space age show that I wonder how that holds up. You are a big Star Wars guy, and the original Star Wars movies are funny to watch these days. How does Star Trek hold up?
Well, yesterday I made a big deal about Picard being Paramount Plus's big thing, bigger than March Madness even. I don't like the old Star Trek. The funny thing is, it was a very progressive show, right? It was all about, like, in the future, we'll have equality. They use aliens a lot of times as stand-ins for other ethnicities, but sometimes they had other ethnicities. Like, what's her name?
Her last name is Nichols?
Yeah.
Wow.
Michelle Nichols?
Boys, always there.
I'm always there. I just don't have the first name.
You are on my team next trivia night.
There you go. Michelle
That's
Nichols.
ridiculous. It's getting absurd.
I mean, it was a big thing because William Shatner and her, they kissed on screen.
They had an interracial kiss.
All he said was, "Who's that lady?"
Who's that lady?
But that was that was shocking for the time. An interracial kiss on television in the 70s, when I'm pretty sure All in the Family was using the N-word on television. Still, I believe that was something didn't that come out of Archie Bunker's mouth on television?
A lot.
On TV? I don't recall that word coming out of his mouth all the time.
And I was a big fan of that show. But Gloria did date a black guy. That was one of the segments. And that was not scandalous, but that raised eyebrows at the time.
Who's Gloria?
Oh, Gloria, Archie Bunker's daughter, of course.
I don't remember Gloria on that show.
You're in Greg's wheelhouse, man.
Meathead,
I am
Gloria.
sweating right now.
I
don't have the pop culture knowledge to go back to every episode of All in the Family. I just want to
Boy, the way Glenn
okay.
Miller played. The songs that made the hit parade. Everybody knows that. Wow. Guys like us, we had it made. Those were the days.
And you knew where you were then.
Yeah.
Remarkable.
How old are you?
Roy's a million years old. He's a million years old.
Roy is an old soul. I love that.
It really is breathtaking. Something else that I found unusually breathtaking was Stugotz during the break.
Yeah.
He does precious little shame, and he does precious little explaining himself.
What happened?
I walked up on you, and you were rifling through a bookcase, which, imagine my surprise. You were, there are books sent here by authors all the time, and you were just rifling through and putting under your arm books, and then you walked away from me. And I don't know why you said this over your shoulder, but you said, "I'm taking some books for my dad, not for me."
Yeah.
And I don't genuinely know whether you were explaining that because you were stealing them or because you were ashamed of being seen as reading.
Wasn't stealing them, not ashamed, just didn't want you to be alarmed that I'm going to start reading and informing myself. That's not going to happen. It's never going to happen. My dad is a big reader. He loves to read, and I found a couple of free books that, I'll bring home to Pops. I mean, no one else is reading them. I passed on the Rick Riley book, by the way.
What did you take? I saw a Russell Brand book. Did you just call Rick Riley a has-been?
Whoa.
Give me the last great book he's written. Go ahead. I dare you.
I mean, name any of the books he's written. He's written a bunch of golf books.
Touche.
If your dad wants fins at 50, I'll sign it for him.
What are the books that you took?
I forget.
Of course.
We got checked. I took a short one, soft cover, and 2 hardcovers. Let me go check. Hold up. One's a golf book.
Did Greg find his phone?
I did. Thank you, Billy.
Where was it?
It was in my car. I'd left it on the console. It's black like my console. It blended in. I was in a hurry. You have me trained. I'm always used to running late, so I'm like, padding like O.J.
Pavlov.
Simpson through an airport running.
I guess
like
more
crazy.
the dog than Pavlov.
Right.
A 1970s Hertz commercial?
Yeah.
Yes.
That's a beautiful
OJ.
thing. Yeah.
Isn't Tom Hanks running a more recent one? That's old even, but like
It's not. That's 25 years old. Forrest Gump is 20 to 25 years old. I mean, you were not here for reasons I can't begin to explain when we started the show after having flown in on a red eye, but we were having a very detailed heat conversation without you that required your expertise because I was talking about how nationally, however it is that people identify these things, they look at the Miami Heat as team ball, and that's not what wins in the playoffs. What wins in the playoffs is you have a team, good team ball, and also one guy who's better than everybody else. And the teams that are feared in the East more than Miami have Joel Embiid or Kevin Durant or Giannis. And I'm asking you, their Achilles heel of late game offense, how meaningful is it, given that you really need that in the playoffs?
I mean, you just said it right there. You really need that in the playoffs. And the team ball is nice and it's harder to guard, but also when it comes down to end of game situation, if you got an offensive system that relies a lot on ball movement and body movement and kind of everyone knowing where to go and when to cut, you're relying on a lot of people to do the right thing, to do their job correctly in a tight situation versus what Boston, for instance, has, which is give it to Jason Tatum and just hope everything works out. Now, ideally, you don't have like a dedicated diet of one or the other. You can do both. But with the Heat, they struggle because, again, the system is what the system is, but also Jimmy Butler's been in and out of the lineup. Is Tyler Hero ready to assume that mantle? Because
Is he?
I don't think so, but I'm willing to allow that I could be wrong because he has improved tremendously this year from years past, particularly with his decision-making. But every time I see him in one of these situations, it's like he reverts back to last year or the year before, and the blinders come on, and I don't think he's good enough to be like that, to be like, win or lose, give me the ball, I'll get y'all there.
When we pair Jimmy Butler against him, when does that transition take place? When's it allowed to take place when Eric Spoelstra is a guy I ride my loyalty with Dwayne Wade and Jimmy Butler and veterans, just like Pat Riley did? What does Jimmy Butler have to be and what does Tyler Hero have to be for Amin El-Hassan, former front office guy, to say there needs to be a handoff here? It's easier for Tyler to get his shot late than it is for Jimmy Butler.
Well, I mean, easier to get a shot late is different from easier to get the right shot late. Like why Jimmy is a late game guy is because of his ability to get to the free throw line. Yeah. He is an immense free throw magnet. And he's strong as hell and usually can get to either a place where he's going to get fouled or get to the front of the rim. Jimmy falters when he tries to take a three, basically in late game situations where he allows himself to fall for what the defense is giving him. Dwayne Wade is a interesting comp because you're asking me when does that handoff happen, and I'm telling you, remember, this is the same coach who had a player who hadn't hit a three since December, and in a playoff game down three said, I'm going to get the ball to that guy. Now, he hit the shot because, I don't know, whatever magical, mystical things Dwayne Wade has going on, but Spo is a guy that rides or dies with that guy until probably beyond the expiry date.
I have breaking news here that is truly shocking.
Really?
It's always dangerous with Dan.
Oh,
Wow.
boy. Check the source.
It's not always dangerous
It
with
has-
me. It's
it
been
has been.
dangerous with
It's a
me
coin
Has
toss,
been.
Dan.
the last
It's
couple of months.
More often than not.
Are you about to be sacked? Is that what's
The
happening right
last
now?
couple of months. This is not me getting sacked. I have verified it. I can't believe it, but I had to go searching and verify now because I have to be more meticulous about this than I have been because there's always a ball sack on my shoulder phrasing. But here is the report from Chris Broussard on
This was your source?
First Things First with Nick Wright. Quote, I cannot objectively say LeBron is better than Jordan. Cumulative stats are not how we judge the GOAT in any sport. We judge greatness more as what was your peak. Jordan did more in 13 healthy seasons than LeBron has done in 17 healthy seasons. It's over.
Whoa!
Wow.
It's the last two words.
Broussard.
It's the last two words.
Thank God we can
Great-
close the book on that.
What a great report.
It's just it
So
needs
short him.
it needs a bigger
Yeah.
it needs a bigger retirement announcement than the one Tom Brady got. It requires something.
Well, no
like-
one believed Brady.
Yeah,
so,
but we've reached the end of the internet.
Yep.
It's incredible.
It's over.
It's over. Chris Broussard is reporting it's over.
Okay.
And it feels like it's over after how long was its career? 17 years?
Yeah.
Is this
Yeah.
the eulogy
Yeah.
for one of the great sports arguments of all time? One of the most enduring, echoing sports arguments. We've been arguing this for 10 years.
Now, what happens if LeBron gets in the Lakers play-in team? They get in, make a run, win an NBA
Which part of
championship.
it's over? Did you not
You don't think he's
understand?
gonna revive it?
Which part? It's over. He said the last two words are Chris Broussard, and we know when Broussard reports it. It is something that you could take to the bank.
Bank it.
He'll never bring it back up again.
It's over.
Mike said this is the end of the internet, and I just thought of like Niagara Falls. Like you just get to this cliff and everything is just falling off. All the information, all the takes just fall down into a pit.
Yeah, what the Fox says.
It's like the
everything.
Truman Show. You just crash into a wall.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Exactly.
What is that show going to do now?
The Truman Show?
It's over.
It's over.
What the Fox says?
Yeah, all pieces of internet lore.
Well, you got to go get that now.
What, our parody song? Do I know it's gone? It fell off the internet. We've reached the end of it. It's that and Chocolate Rain. They're all cascading.
Rain.
What else is going over the falls
Supersonic,
here?
electronic, all the great viral videos. The whistle goes woo, like all of it. All of it's gone.
Did you have it
Hey,
going
old
over
chat
Sioux
room.
Falls?
Did I thought I said
the
next
sketch
to
of
Niagara
the
Falls.
police
Fine,
sketch of
yeah.
the leprechaun. All of it's gone.
Yeah.
E-Bombs World. All of it is fallen off.
GeoCities.
That Minesweeper game that no one really knows how to play. It's gone.
It's all over.
Microsoft Paint.
You can't.
Oh, not paint.
Get
Oh,
out
not
of here.
paint.
Get
No.
out of here.
Not
Snake
Get
on your
rid of all
Nokia
of this.
phone.
No!
It's gone.
Can't do this.
Fly ribbon
The
gone.
world as we know
No,
it.
it's over. It's over. I don't know. I don't think that anything around here can be the same if you take that away. You can't take that away. We've lived with that. What's been more present in our life in sports in the last 15 years than that?
Kazaa gone.
No.
The Pam and Tommy Lee sex tape that you downloaded that gave your computer AIDS gone.
The last of the quarterback carousel here in the NFL is coughing to a close.
Tony, you've never seen that video? That is a revelation.
I've never seen it. What? Yeah, I've never seen it. I don't know.
Holy shit!
It's
Watch it
overrated.
now.
It's overrated.
I've never watched porn before.
overrated.
Don't you dare. Don't you dare. Hold on, man.
It's overrated.
Hold on.
Properly rated.
Overrated.
Properly rated. For the time. Properly rated.
What's happening? No more porn. Let's all go around the room and say.
I mean, you yelled "hold on" and then had nothing to say
No, but
afterwards.
because the cat calling was just tremendous, right? But that's right. It was revolutionary. It changed the game forever. It gave us one night in
I
Paris.
knew Obama was there.
He was
I had
bubbling.
Obama there a second before that. He was there.
You heard it.
The quarterback carousel continues to leak out just a thing here or there. So Matt Ryan goes to the Colts.
Matty Ice.
I love that the Commanders were trying to coax Andrew Luck out of retirement.
Brother. That's inspired.
It is inspired. It is inspired. What do you have to put in front of Andrew Luck? Because I got to think one of these teams, as the reports are, that Baker Mayfield will net you nothing. You cannot trade Baker Mayfield. Nobody wants that to give up anything for that.
Well, it's the contract. That's a problem. Yes.
It's $18 million. I know his feelings got really hurt by the Cleveland Browns. How are his feelings now when the market is dictating this? When Matt Ryan goes for a third, when he is the last stop. Him and Jimmy Garoppolo are the only two.
No,
and
that's
there's
not
one
the
chair.
last stop because Atlanta lost its quarterback and Mariota was the last
Marcus
stop.
Mariota.
Mariota got a chair. There's one chair left and two people circling around it right now. It's Jimmy Garoppolo and Baker Mayfield.
Guys, I've got an announcement to make.
Oh boy.
Whoa. Can I get the MRE sound ready just in case? Smart football people are saying Mariota to the Falcons, not a bad signing.
Wow.
That is not a Mike Ryan exclusive.
Wow.
It's not even an exclusive. It's
Smart
just
football people are saying, Dan.
It
Get out
deserved
of
the
here.
sound.
Get
yeah.
out of here.
So familiar with the Arthur Smith
was
offense that he
such
got
a
benched from.
It was such a shitty report. By
How
you.
has Tom Brady landed in the easiest division he's ever been in? He's got Mariota twice a
He
year.
was going to stay retired, and then he found out he got Winston, Sam Darnold, and Mariota two times a season. He's like, I got to come back. Guaranteed home field.
What happened? What happened there is absolutely so. The great secret to Tom Brady's legend that is not reported enough is he played his entire life in the AFC East, and now he's goddamn recreated it. You've got to be kidding me. That group of quarterbacks, this is the quarterback age. Everyone's elbowing each other for quarterbacks. Mariota's ending up in Atlanta. What a crappy group of quarterbacks.
This guy got out of the AFC at the exact right time and into the right conference to get him back to a Super Bowl.
Yep. Overrated, you could argue. Brady, overrated. Because he's never had competition, except in the Super Bowl, which he's won 7. So I take back what I said.
Exactly.
He forced Breeze and Matt Ryan out of the division. It's gotten so easy for
He
him.
beat Mahomes. He was 45.
What you just did is among the dumbest things in a long, long library of dumb things where you called Brady overrated and couldn't get to the end of the sentence before disagreeing with yourself.
Yeah, he was overrated during the regular season, but he found another gear,
He was
Dan.
overrated
Exactly.
during the first part of your sentence, and then you realize 7
Correct.
Super Bowls.
Yeah, that's the magic of Brady.
We found our new debate now that LeBron
We need
and Jordan is over.
We need a new one. When you end up in a situation where everyone's fighting over the quarterbacks, and I think all of us can talk ourselves into, Matt Ryan to the Colts, better than Rivers, better than what they've been doing the last couple of years.
Better than Wentz.
With
Certainly.
Wentz and Brissett. Can Matt Ryan do something at the end of his career there? Atlanta made him, since they were up 28-3, all he's done is play on his knees for a couple of seasons, trying to scramble out of the pocket on his knees. He's been doing the Wentz game of, you're going to tackle me by the ankles, I'm going to fall to my knees, I'm going to throw the ball 6 yards.
Baby.
And I'm going to try and grind my way 6 yards at a time. No Julio Jones, the last remnants of Atlanta Falcons football.
Keep going. How many in the sink?
2 in the pink, 1 in the sink.
What?
Matt Ryan has been grinding his way to glory. They've wasted. They've just squeezed out. They went after Deshaun Watson. He gets hurt. He's like, oh, come on. I played all of last season for you. You didn't want me then either. I'm the best Falcons quarterback ever. Chris Chandler and the dog fighter is what you've had. I've given my career and Bartkowski.
Bartkowski was good, man.
Yeah, he was for a year.
Oh, he was good.
Really quick, that's an awesome name for a podcast. Chris Chandler and the Dog Fighter.
That's an
Oh,
MMA pod if I've ever heard one.
I wanted to bring this up with Jessica yesterday. I forgot. Got to do better than Golick and Smetty. I felt like they went back to ESPN Radio with that one.
Wow. Okay.
Wow.
Name and name.
That's harsh.
So and so and so and so.
What would
Come
you
on.
call it?
Chris Chandler and the Dog Fighter.
Makes very little sense for
They
that
should have called it
concept.
Fighting Irish.
my
Or Smetty and Golick.
she yesterday she because I was saying that young people, the competitive cruelty of young people stealing the things of old people. She announced that she's here to take all the old people things while teaming up with Mike Golick.
You took an old person. You took an old person.
Trojan horse.
Can you guys explain to me how Matt Ryan is going to go to Indianapolis? The Washington Commanders are trying to talk Andrew Luck out of retirement, and what Mike Ryan is saying is so. We've got Garoppolo and Baker Mayfield around whom? What are the teams right now that have gotten left out? Because Washington tried to make several moves. It was going to be Russell Wilson. It's going to Andrew Luck's retirement home.
I think the Seahawks for Baker Mayfield would make perfect sense. They have good wide receivers, good coach. I think that would be a smart move for the Seahawks.
I think that there are two teams that make sense for Baker Mayfield. it's unfortunate that Baker Mayfield really ruined his career, it would appear, by trying to tough it out last year. Because a total narrative flip, the fact that you can get Baker Mayfield at $18 million a season for what appears to be a 6th-round pick, and the Browns having to take some of that salary, at this point, on the narrative front, it's getting to the point where he's underrated at that point. He has offseason surgery. I think Seattle makes sense. If you follow Alonzo Highsmith on Twitter, you'll see that Alonzo Highsmith is liking a bunch of, some would say, ridiculous pro-Baker Mayfield propaganda on Twitter, to the point that a healthy Baker Mayfield is better than Deshaun Watson is one of the tweets that he is liked. He was part of the Cleveland front office that drafted him. Also part of the Cleveland front office that drafted him, John Dorsey, who's now in Detroit. I think as much discourse as there's been on Baker Mayfield, I think we'd all agree a healthy Baker Mayfield is better than Jared Goff.
Greg Cody made a sour face at what you were saying there.
I don't know that anybody thinks Baker Mayfield is better than Deshaun Watson.
Well, the tweeter and Alonzo Highsmith, who liked it, who's now an executive over at Seattle.
But other than that, Greg's right. No one else does.
Yeah, that's right.
I think Baker Mayfield would be perhaps a top 5 or 6 quarterback in the NFC. Think about it. I'm not joking.
I want to talk about the thing that Mike was saying there that we just sort of skipped past, though, because I don't know if you saw
Skip past mine, too.
That Michigan's David Ajabo was injured just during a Michigan pro day, and he was going to be a top pick, and now he's going to be out for 6 months because he was doing just a drill, and his body fell apart while he was doing the drill because you're watching the combine and 330-pound people are running 4.82s as all of these monsters get made out of more and more granite and get stronger and bigger. Can we go back a second to the career decision that Baker Mayfield made after we saw him, I think it was J.J. Watt, plant him in the ground like a javelin and separate his labrum, and then he tried to play a number of different times.
Further separated it, Dan. He injured himself very early in the season in that Chicago game, I believe, and then J.J. Watt finished the job, and Baker Mayfield still decided to play.
Last sack for J.J. Watt.
Stugotz, as you watch the cruelty of this ecosystem, the guy who got the commercials, right? These are, when you talk about the sports pyramid of power and value and money and fame, there are very few of these jobs for this position and very few people who play it well enough in the world that we're not in consensus on. There are 10 or 15 guys, and where's Baker? Where's Baker? 10 or 15 guys, where do we put him? We thought 10 games ago Baker was a maybe in there, and then he starts playing that sport where it's that competitive at the top of the 1% of the 1% of the 1% of the 1%, and he's injured because he's got to tough it out for his team. They got to make the playoffs, lose by a kick here, kick there, bop, bop, bop. He looks finished. Now, I'm not saying he is, but what did he buy himself with anybody, with his organization, with his teammates, with anybody, with the career decision to make a understandable decision of, we got to win this division. We got to win this year. We got Odell Beckham. This is the year of expectations. He bought himself what? With the audience, with anybody on toughness. Baker Mayfield's a laughing stock. He's gone from the commercials all over the place. He was knighted. Oh, look, we got a tiny little white one we can put in the commercials. Look at this. It doesn't have to be the other guys. It's going to be this guy all over the place. You're sick of him already. Is he good? I don't know. Is he good? I don't know. He's right there. Then he gets hurt, tries to play hurt. We're talking about can't see over his offensive lineman. He's trying to play that game, hurt. And I ask you, Stugotz, the sports critic, what'd he get for doing that?
He got nothing. I mean, he has $18 million guaranteed next year. He has that. He'll get a fresh start, but he's got nothing.
He would have had it regardless.
Yeah. 2 years ago, he had a better QBR than Deshaun Watson. 2 years ago, he was a top 10 quarterback in the NFL when he was healthy.
The pressure to play, I'm asking you, the audience, everybody, the pressure to play. Baker Mayfield cost himself what in 6 games of trying to play that game broken?
The Browns job. He'll get another job, Dan. He'll get another opportunity. He will. It might be in Seattle. I don't know.
Because Detroit's not a good one. Is Seattle even a good one at this point? They're clearly rebuilding.
If he's good, he'll make it a good opportunity. If he's that good, if he's the guy we saw 2 years ago, then the team he goes to, if he's healthy, he'll be good. They'll be good.
Seattle's a good job because of their receivers. But Baker Mayfield should get credit for last year. Whatever happened to the day when we gave quarterbacks credit for toughing it out, for playing through pain, not for being a diva, but for being a tough guy. I give Baker Mayfield credit for sacrificing himself last season to try to get a wild card
that
spot.
buys nothing, though. Enduring legacy.
He has Greg's credit.
Giving him credit on a microphone, honestly, and I don't mean this as disparagement toward you. It just doesn't mean anything.
What I mean is the NFL should give him credit. His next employer who's considering him should give him credit, should realize what he sacrificed last year and what it did cost him in reputation and say, you know what, we have a little bit of faith in this guy. We've seen how good he might be when healthy, and he's worth another contract.
There is no disputing that Baker Mayfield, no disputing it, tough, and that is leadership. And you tell me that you love that at that position, that means something at that position, tough and leadership.
Yes.
But there are a lot of chairs moving around, and Baker Mayfield just got an elbow in his neck, and tough and leadership, get it out of here. I'd rather go with Carson Wentz over here as my choice. I'd rather try and fish Andrew Luck out of bearded, frail retirement where the guy looks like he hasn't eaten because he's so healthy away from football, like looks just immensely happy because he's nowhere near the huddle.
Do you think he would have gone to Tampa Bay, Andrew Luck? Like, you think Bruce Arians could have gotten to Tampa Bay if Tom Brady didn't come out of retirement?
I'm wondering how you would approach it, Billy. If you wanted, because as people jockey for the quarterback position, there is one free agent out there. I'm assuming that the Colts contract is something that they left on such good terms and they let him do it. I assume that if Luck were to ever come back, it would be for the Colts. I just assume that. But if he were to go somewhere else, if you're Washington and try and talk him out of it, what are you offering him?
If you're Washington, nothing. If you're Tampa Bay,
An opportunity to be an actual commander? Beautiful organization. Maybe I get my buddy Jack Doyle out of retirement.
Museums.
Museums.
You can offer him
Ooh,
museums.
I love museums.
Yeah.
Museums.
I love the idea of Luck and Jack Doyle coming out of retirement like Gronk and Brady together, a package deal.
She also played for the Commanders. Really jacked up about the Commanders coming back. Little jackets.
I gotta give Daniel Snyder credit. It is inspired. I mean, if you're Stugotz, you gotta, before going for Deshaun Watson, at some point you gotta
Check
say,
out the Smithsonian.
should I call Andrew Luck?
Get one of those fancy Kennedy Honors necklaces. What a riot. Double-decker tour and see Washington Monument. Just a tall point. Library. Ooh, a chorus of Andrew Luck. Let's all do it.
I miss him so much.
Let's do a chorus. Let's see if we can all go and grab in the same place where the Mike Glennon's neck resides. See if we can all do a cacophony of Andrew Luck.
Cacophony of Andrew Luck.
A what?
A cacophony of Andrew Luck. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Oh, my friend.
I wish the museum was open in the top soil.
Doyle is
Sasha, Michelle,
Capital.
Andrew Luck.
I like
White House.
Jack Doyle is one of my favorite people.
Lincoln Memorial.
What is
Two of the unknown souls.
Oh, yes.
Now, Chuck Pagano, he doesn't want that. He wants...
Andrew Luck looks most like a quarterback who would go on a secret, like, hidden treasure hunt, right? Ooh. Like National Treasure. Like he would Carson Wentz more than Baker Mayfield.
Carson Wentz. Carson Wentz.
way.
Yeah, Carson Wentz does look like he would go on a
More
national
than Andrew
treasure.
Luck?
No, Andrew
No
Luck looks
way.
like it. Yeah, because I'm picturing the cargo pants and the tactical vest.
What is this show you're creating? Is it a reality show? Because Baker Mayfield does look like he might go on a quest on one of these reality shows if we're televising it, the Scavenger Hunt.
Yeah, Uncharted.
Wait.
Uncharted. If he's not, if Andrew
Baker's
Luck's
more
not,
a survivor guy, I think.
if
I feel
Andrew
like.
Luck's not taking the commander job where he's within proximity of stealing the Declaration of Independence, it's never going to happen for him.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I think National Treasure, like, he likes to go through the Library of Congress. He likes to go to the Resolute Desk. He likes to track all those things. Yeah.
I would say Russell Wilson, and it would be a family movie, like no cursing, maybe
Right.
Like, are we there yet? Yeah.
Little station wagons.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He's more he's more like I'm gonna drive an RV across the country and hijinks will ensue.
Right.
Yeah. Are we there yet?
And
Do you
as a
have
society?
Do you have Ryan Fitzpatrick doing it beardless?
Ryan Fitzpatrick is the guy they have to find who's like the last guy to ever uncode the map and go there.
Yeah.
And so they got to go down to the bayou somewhere, and he's outside a bar. He's on a rocking chair.
He's 10
smoking
steps
a
ahead of
cigarette.
everyone, right?
What about Taysom Hill? Does he qualify for the game? I think
No,
he
he's
qualifies.
more of a military man. He's a little too much. He's too much jock for it. Like Carson Wentz has the spot between jock and library that you want.
So this is like a mercenary, the hired gun, where the U.S. government can't be involved with a direct military mission, so they hire this mercenary.
No. He's a mercenary, but he works for the bad guys who have all the money and they've got all the resources to go find this hidden
Taysom
treasure.
Hill?
Yeah.
Okay, just wanted to make sure we're talking about the same guy. Because I thought Taysom Hill looked like the general that hires the mercenary.
No.
He's a mercenary.
That's Sean
Sean
a
Payton
spy.
is a general that hires Taysom Hill as a mercenary.
So this is like Lethal Weapon.
Sean Payton does look like a 5-star general.
Yep.
He does.
You need to have some gray in that hair to get to that rank.
And he says,
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Get me the White House.
the Harbaughs.
Wait, who's the president?
Who are the Harbaughs? Where are the Harbaughs on the chain of command? You're saying yes to something no one but you
Secretary
heard,
of
Billy.
Defense, I feel like, for Jim.
Jerry Jones was named president in this movie.
And I've got John Harbaugh as a general that takes his hat off when he enters the Oval Office.
The Harbaughs are totally generals. Those chins, jaws.
Okay, but you can't have the Harbaughs being generals and Sean Payton being generals.
How about Bill Cowher?
Yeah, Harbaugh's the general.
5-star general.
Mac Jones is a
If
bad
not
guy.
6.
Mac Jones is like the counter to our mercenary. He's the first boss level.
Tomlin? What is Tomlin?
Also, a general that's taking his hat off to walk in Jerry Jones' Oval Office.
Yes.
Tomlin could be president,
Here's-
too. If an asteroid is hitting the Earth, Tomlin is
thank
president.
you. Yes. The world has to be ending, and Tomlin's got to be president.
Our enemy can't be a country. It has to be outer space.
And when he gets on TV to talk to the world, right, it's got to have all the Tomlin sayings in there.
Oh, for sure.
We will not blink.
Yes.
Now, that giant asteroid, it's really going to make a splash.
Splash.
Pete Carroll is a little too kind, right, to take one of these
I mean, he just looks
leadership-
straight up like Bill Clinton, though.
No.
So he's president. Let's lump him in there.
Pete Carroll is the father of the main female role, and he doesn't want her to go on this expedition. It's too dangerous. Honey, just stay here with me and your mother. And he's too overprotective.
McVeigh doesn't give off. He's got to be boy soldier, right? McVeigh isn't giving
McVeigh's on the front lines, I think,
Front
with the
lines,
helmet and the
green
chin
beret,
strap.
yeah.
Why is
buckled
there a
up.
war going on now and this was a treasure hunt?
There is an actual war going on.
And an asteroid coming.
And an
There's a
asteroid
lot
coming. There's
going
a lot
on in
going
this
on.
movie. Yeah.
Like Three Kings.
It's a mix of all my favorite movies.
Three Kings is a war movie and a caper.
Yeah.
Caper.
I still don't understand the exact show that Billy is
This is for Gary
clamoring.
to figure out. We pitch the ideas to Gary, then he greenslight it or doesn't greenlight,
Yeah.
and then we figure out the rest.
But we agree Baker
Post, yeah.
Mayfield's on that show. It's a reality show that he may get dropped into. You know, it's a city slicker that's dropped into a foreign environment.
Ooh,
Billy
City
Crystal?
Slicker. Hold on a second. This changes the game.
That's all you got. The game has been changed, but nobody continues talking after that.
That's right.
That's
But we need buy-in from you, Dan. You don't seem to be buying the game.
Yeah, sign the checks here.
But I thought the game was done once you guys threw the show
But then
back
it
to me.
changed.
No,
Yeah.
No,
what
the
you're
game's
leading the
changed.
show.
But go ahead,
What are your
go.
thoughts on Ryan Tannehill?
Go
Executive
ahead,
person
please.
now involved.
I'd
Oh,
love
no,
to.
Ryan Tannehill's on the front line next to McVay. Yeah. So, yeah, no, McVay's on the front line, dude.
A
He's got
second
the-
lieutenant.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's frontline guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. How about
Who's the medic?
Vrabel?
Who's the medic when they yell medic? Yeah. Andy Dalton?
Red
Andy
Rifle,
Dalton is
huh?
medic.
Wow.
And no, Andy Dalton dies early in the film. Yeah. Kyler Murray is medic. Kyler Murray is medic.
1,000% Andy Dalton dies first, and he's got like his guts coming out.
Yeah.
And
yeah,
he tells Kyler Murray, tell Wanda I love her.
Wanda Sykes.
Wanda.
You have Andy Dalton's
Andy
wife.
and Wanda
Sykes.
You have Andy Dalton and
Wanda
the
Dalton.
age
Andy
range
Dalton
on
was
that
a part of the team
Wanda Dalton.
that McVay was in. McVay and Tannehill and Andy Dalton were on a special mission to find Joe Burrow. Oh wow! Yeah,
But hear me out here.
Saving
Joe
Private
Burrow was the
Burrow.
last brother that's still alive.
Hear me out here.
Gotten away from the treasure.
McVay has a photograph with all of them together, and there's got to be a bunch of guys who are now dead, right?
Oh, yeah.
And it's just 3 of them left.
And Mike Glennon is telling them they need to give up on their mission, but they're like, no, we are fighting this through. We are going to find our brother.
I believe
But then later he gets shot in the neck.
Right.
this keeps
Sorry.
becoming more and more violent, and so you got
The
three.
game has changed, Dan.
Three
A lot
guys,
of characters in this
Keep
film.
up.
You guys got 3 guys with X's through their face, and Matt Ryan and Mike Glennon are not among the guys.
I got
who
Glennon only appearing via flashback too. Like he was like, we shouldn't be here, and then you flash forward, and he's just bleeding out the neck.
Wow.
Might I present a different theory where Mike Glennon is in on it, but his wife doesn't want him to go?
Oh no!
Wow.
Here we go.
Yeah.
How would those conversations go late at night?
mission. Just one last mission. I can't let the guys down.
You promised.
I gotta show it that I still got it. There are bigger things here at play than just us.
Now
What
you
about
sound
me?
like
What
Rambo.
about the kids?
The kids won't survive if we don't deploy.
I don't understand why this is escalated to a place that
John
is no
Voight is
longer
in this too.
He absolutely is.
He's got everything. I mean,
He's got back to the Declaration of Independence. He's got it for nefarious reasons.
Why is John Voight?
He has to.
Why
be.
not?
He has to be.
He has to
everything.
be in it.
Put it on the poll, please, Guillermo. Does John Voight have to be in the treasure movie that has now become a war movie? Of
He has to
some
be in
sort?
everything.
Yeah, but he's on the phone with a mysterious character. That character, Roman Abramovich.
What?
Spoiler alert. Spoiler alert. John Voight, Carson Wentz's dad.
No way.
Yeah,
He
like-
doesn't know yet. He
Does he
doesn't know
know?
yet. He doesn't know yet.
Why do you
Illegitimate
think, why do you
son.
think you've always been drawn to this quest? It's in your blood.